Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the meeting. Now I would like to take a roll call before we start. So first, Mr. Shahmi Sari,
Yeah.
Mr. Amin,
Present.
Mr. Amrah,
Here, Mr. Chairman.
and lastly, Mr. Shahmi Idlan.
Here, I'm present, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, good to know that all are here. So today I'm here to talk to you about the objective of today's meeting, which are to discuss on how to survive in COVID-19 pandemic and how we can practice a new working style for our company. Now, we will proceed with our main agenda for today's meeting. Have you all received the handout of the agenda, everyone? So actually, there are two items on the agenda, which is the first item to discuss the step or the way for the company can survive during this COVID-19 pandemic. And the second agenda is to discuss the practice of a new working style for our company. So, Mr. Amin, would you mind taking the minutes?
Sure. I will take the minutes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amin. As we know, COVID-19 has become a significant issue and it really gives effect to our country, especially for the health and economic aspect. Many people are affected during this pandemic, including us. We are not acceptable. So day by day, the number of people who are getting infected by this COVID-19 is keep increasing. So it's difficult for us to do our job as usual. So we need to take or we need to adapt with new norm in order to reduce risk of getting COVID-19. Therefore, I want to ask you guys opinion on how to survive in COVID-19 pandemic. Maybe we can start with Mr. Amrah as a occupational safety and health officer.
Yeah, sure, Mr. Chairman. So I will proceed with my report from the Occupational Health and Safety Department. So in order to keep our workplace safe from COVID-19, I will implement control measures to prevent the infection. So one of them is to implement the standard cooperation procedure that have been made by the National Security Council, Ministry of Health, and the World Health Organization, WHO. So this is very important to ensure that we can prevent the infection in our workplace. So other than that, me and my team member will be preparing documents and maintaining records that are related to employees' attendance and their health status. So this is also considered as a control measure. We want where we want to make sure all of our staff are in a good health. Uh, so the staff who are not feeling well will be given medical leave until they are fully recovered. And lastly, if there is an infection in the workplace, I will investigate and take immediate action. And I will also inform to all of you so that we can run the high the emergency response team to ensure that the infection won't spread more in our workplace. I think that's all from the Occupational Health and Safety Department in ensuring our place is safe for COVID. Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amrah, for such an basic opinion. So next, maybe we can ask the opinion from our training for officer, Mr. Amin.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Ahmad, our chairman. I will present on the behalf of training department. In surviving the COVID-19 pandemics, I will liaise with the existing staff to clarify job description according to the SOP given by the Ministry of Health. And at the same time, I suggest conducting an online workshop to all the workers regarding the necessary actions that need to be taken when attending the office or work from home. In the context of worker that work from home, my department will produce training materials such as instructional manuals and other relevant documentation needed for them in order to ease their work. Other than that, we will encourage online approach to communicate with the stakeholder and our precious clients if necessary, as to avoid risk of exposure. Thus, these are some of the action that we can take to survive this pandemic. That's all from me. Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amin, for such a good opinion. And next, what about we hear from our financial officer, Mr. Shahmi, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Okay, I will continue with the report from the financial department. One of the ways to keep our company to survive from COVID-19 infection is I would like to propose an investment in safety equipment for the usage of our employees in the company to secure their health. Safety equipment such as thermometer, mask, and hand sanitizer should be placed at the entrance or for every room and suitable location in the company workplace. Apart from that, I would like to propose some precaution to avoid cross-contamination in our company workplace. In order to achieve this objective, I recommend our company to invest in hiring disinfection and service to do disinfecting in our company workplace every month or two. I would like also to suggest our company prepare some budget or funds for the COVID-19 screening swab test. This strategy is made for potential employees who are not working from home and have possible COVID-19 infection symptom. This suggestion are also made to prevent our company business from being liquidated during this pandemic. I think that's all from me, Mr. Chairman. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Shamidan, for such a long report from you. And lastly, how about you, Sari from Infrastructure and Maintenance Department? Can I hear your opinion, please?
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad. Now I will proceed with my report from the Infrastructure and Maintenance Department. There are several ways that I would like to propose to keep our place safe from COVID-19. Firstly, our department would like to maintain and improve the infrastructure such as a good network, internet, electricity, and computer so people can work remotely and attend online meetings. Other than that, our department will ensure that there is a good ventilation system in the workplace, especially with the outdoor air to lower the risk of transmission of viruses as suggested by the US Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. Besides that, the inventories with the regular inspections will be conducted to make sure that all tools and parts for maintenance work are always ready, available, and in a good condition. So there is no need to frequently contact supplier. Last but not least, infrastructure and maintenance officer will ensure that the work areas are secured by preventing unauthorized access, thereby ensure the social distancing and avoid crowded spaces. That's all for me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sari, for your feedback. So now I would like to propose a few things before we proceed to our next agenda. I think the equipment is important in order for us to follow the SOP that has been grounded by the Ministry of Health. So, Mr. Idlan, can you survey the price of all of these equipment and make a budget report for the next meeting?
Sure, I can, Mr. Chairman. I will do the budget report before the next meeting.
And for the fund to do the disinfection and swab test service, can you also send a complete budget report to me?
Sure, I will also send the disinfection and swab test service report to you. But when do you want me to submit the report?
Can you submit during the next meeting?
Sure, Mr. Chairman. Do I need to send it during the deadline, which is the next meeting? Do I need to present it or just send it to you personally?
I think you need to present the report to us.
Noted, Mr. Chairman.
So for the agenda one, is there any other thing that I overlooked?
I don't think so.
Okay, so if nothing, can we proceed to the next agenda?
Sure.
Okay, the agenda is about to discuss the practice of a new working style for our company. As we know, COVID-19 pandemic causes us to change work style in order to adapt with new norm working style. So, what do you guys think that we can do for us to adapt with our new working style?
Okay, sure, Mr. Chairman. So from my perspective, in terms of new working style, I would like to suggest the rotation system. So this is to limit the number of employees in the office, which mainly only consists of staff with short scopes that require the use of office facilities. So this division are made based on their work specification. However, I will set up the schedule for the rotation system, which the help of Amin from the training department. This is to ensure that there are enough people to cover the work at the office for that particular day. Is that possible, Amin? Do you mind helping me set up for the schedule later on?
Of course, I don't mind. I could help you with that.
Okay, nice idea, Mr. Amrah. But may I know the data on the limit of people that can be present in an area to avoid crowdedness?
Uh, I think I need to refer to Shahmi Sari regarding the issue.
Your mic, Syahmi.
Well, actually depend on the space of that particular area or department itself. But for maintenance work, only a small group of workers, about 2 to 3 people, are allowed to do a maintenance work at the one time to reduce the number of co-workers each person is exposed to.
Okay, thank you. So for this project, Amrah will in charge and monitor the rotation system, right?
Yes. Yes,
Mr. Amrah,
Chairman,
can
I
you?
can do that.
Okay, Mr. Amrah, can you also present the schedule for the rotation system at the next meeting?
Sure, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Any other opinion, guys?
Just to add, Mr. Chairman, I think it is important for us to monitor our staff performance, especially for those who need to work from home. For staff who are working in the office, we also have to monitor their compliance to the SOP given by the Ministry of Health. And of course, with the help of the head of department, I would also appreciate if each of the head of department could send a monthly report to me regarding their staff performance.
That's great, Mr. Amin. Are there any objections?
Send it for me.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Mr. Idlan? Do you have anything to add on?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I don't have anything to add on, and I agree with you all about the new system.
Okay, since there are no objection, are there any other question from you guys?
I think there are no more questions for now.
How about you, Mr. Sari? Do you have a question?
What? Wait, what again? Shahmi Sari? Your mic.
Will really be instructed.
Okay. Regarding that matter, Sari, I already talked with our finance officer regarding that matter. So, Mr. Chamidlan, would you mind telling them the information that we have been discussed on?
Mr. Chairman, regarding the salary that I already discussed with our Mr. Chairman, there will not be any salary deduction as our cash flow for our company is in good terms, and we already take precautionary steps in safety in order to keep our company in a stable condition during this COVID-19 pandemic. So you guys don't have to worry about it.
Thank you for the explanation, Mr. Chamidlan. Therefore, is there any other question?
I think there's no more question for now.
Okay, since there is nothing else to add, let's wrap up our meeting. Before we leave, can we set the date for the next meeting? Maybe on the 13th of June?
Yes.
Okay, I think meeting is adjourned. Thank you guys for all your commitment and participation.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman.